Hello and welcome. This is the School of Education Sit and Chat. We would like to take this opportunity to share some important information about our program, things that the community might not know. I'm Dr. Gina McAllister. I'm here with the staff of our department. This is our wonderful team, and I'd love for them to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mackenzie Johnson.
And hi, I'm Dr. Casey Dogle.
Hello, I'm Dr. Joanne Clark.
I think a fun thing for us to do to get started would be for us to try to figure out who can remember all of the programs that we offer here in our bachelor's.
There's so many of them. Okay. I know English education. That's my heart right there.
Okay. So we got one.
I call elementary ed.
Okay, I call ESC.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. We got some math.
So we got some math. How many?
There's two. There's at least two, right? Two math.
Some math.
Yep. Math 5-9.
Math
Yep.
5-9. And the math is 6-12.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Love that.
And then there's a lot of science folks around here.
Right.
Yes, so we have biology.
Okay.
And, of course, middle school math.
And
Middle school math.
Okay, so that's 7.
So middle school science.
Yes, middle school science. I forgot middle school science. So we have 7 different programs that we can offer here as bachelor's programs.
Well, while that's a lot of programs, if we know somebody that isn't really interested in one of those specific programs, isn't there some way that we can help them as well?
Yes, there is, actually. You were mentioning the other day, you had a friend.
Right, I have a friend that's actually in music ed, but we don't have the actual music ed program. But is this something that we could do that can help them?
Sure, it is. And you have a friend that's into ag, right?
Yeah, he's really into ag. I think he would be a great ag teacher. And we were talking the other day that he was kind of bummed that we don't offer an ag program here.
Well, what's really neat is the way the School of Education works with the Department of Ed. You can add on a certification just by taking a test. So what we have is a lot of students that come to our program and they don't really think that they want to go maybe elementary ed or math or science, but they're strong in those areas. So what they'll do is they'll go ahead and get a certification in that area, and then just by taking a test at the state level, they can add on as many areas of interest that they want. And it actually makes them far more marketable.
Okay, I'll let him know that. That's really good.
So-
Sharing information.
Yeah. But I think that one thing that we should really talk about, because everyone, when they think about what they want to go into as a profession, they really need to understand their why. Why we have great programs here, and we're an outstanding team that we work with these people with. But, deep down in your heart, you need to know why you want to go into education and become a teacher. I know that you had some times when you shared with us about your why, Dr. Clark.
Oh, yeah. And, it's so important to understand your why and know. And one of the things that we talk about a lot is, why do you want to go into education? One of the things that really stuck out to me, that was, making a difference. And so, my life has been impacted by a lot of great educators. And, had I not had those educators in my life, I know my life would take a different turn. Just to share very briefly, education was not my first choice because of some things I had to go through. I didn't think that I could be an educator because of a lot of the different deficits. But there was actually teachers that poured into my life that told me, hey, look, you can be an educator. And as a result, I'm thankful I'm here today with you guys. And so making a difference in the lives of students, that's huge.
And you've had so many people say that they're not happy maybe with society, or they don't like the way their community looks. But what a great way to really have such a significant impact. I mean, think about how many kids you work with on a daily basis and how much influence you can have. If you're really thinking, I want to make a difference, I want to change society, I want to change the community in which I live, I mean, what better choice?
That's really big for me too. So like personal fulfillment and knowing that I'm making a difference in the world despite the nature of my job every day. Also, for me, there's a big thing with education and work-life balance. It's like knowing that I have time, I'm going to work, doing good, and then I'm still have time to pursue personal interests and pull into my family as well. Teachers, we get holidays off, we get summers off, and there's just a lot of time to have a fulfilling life all the way around.
I think we may be the only profession that gets 2 weeks at Christmas, spring break, we get Thanksgiving, and then we get all the time off at summer. You forget once you graduate from high school that once you get the real job, that those things go away for other professions unless you're willing to take time off and lose money. So, right. Speaking of money,
I think a lot of things, I'm glad you said that. I think a lot of people don't realize that Florida actually upped its beginning teacher salary, within the last couple of years. And I think that I mean, the starting is well above 40,000 for a first year teacher. And you take that, and then you take benefits, and you take retirement, and that's a pretty good livable salary for a family. And you just talked about how you're being off during the summer. That spans throughout each month as well. It doesn't stop. So that's 12 months.
And if you still thought that wasn't quite enough money, I mean, think about if you did want to work through the summer and pick up something extra, there's a chance to increase your stay there too.
Mm-hmm.
And, coming from an old person like me who's nearing retirement, that thing about retirement is really big because it lets me know that when I'm ready to retire and to spend my time at home, I'm still going to draw a salary for the rest of my life. And, that's big because a lot of companies offer that these days unless you've really spent some time being wise in your investment.
Right.
Well, one thing that I want people to know is that we get that there is a lot of opportunity to have this degree and get this education all over the state and even outside the state. Okay, I mean, there are a lot of options, but Chipola has so much to offer in its program that we don't see everywhere else. We've been described as small but mighty, and we're very, very proud of that. We're very individualized, but not only are we small, that's not to say that we're not quality. I mean, we're not sitting here with doctoral degrees, and that might not seem like much to some people, but that lets you know that you're getting the same quality education that you would get if you went to one of the bigger institutions. And our training is extensive, and what the real kicker is you're getting the same thing that would normally cost you a lot of money, but it's going to be less expensive. So it's a really, really good deal considering that we have not raised tuition in many, many years. As a matter of fact, I think if you were really to make some true comparisons, we're about a third of the cost it would cost for you to go.
Oh, wow. Wonderful.
That means a lot right now, too.
It really, really does. We have that thing called the $10,000 guarantee. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but it basically says you can get the entire degree for $10,000.
Wow.
That's amazing.
But now the $10,000 is a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. None of us really have that sitting around in our back pocket. But we have the foundation office with all the scholarships and the financial aid office is really good. I'm going to tell you, every time I've called over to the financial aid office or the foundation office and said I got a person in need, they found a way. Isn't that really awesome?
That's awesome. They also have the Florida Fund for Minority Teacher Scholarship.
Yes.
So, for students that may be minorities, that fund is $2,000 per semester. And it's real huge. I was a recipient of that scholarship as well.
Well, I actually keep running into people that don't realize that Chipola offers in-state tuition. Yes, for Florida, but for Alabama and Georgia as well, since we're so close to all of those state borders. And they're just fascinated that that's something that we're able to continue to do.
Yes.
Right. There's tuition, but there's also things like room and board. And it being a local college, folks are able to many times stay at home. It was one of the big draws for me. I chose Chipola College and I graduated from this program, and I was able to, stay at home, not go into any debt, and it was a big draw for me while also getting that quality, rigorous education.
Likewise.
I just heard somebody talking the other day that they had done a survey of people in the area, and a lot of people, while I think they really want a big experience, moving outside of the area, I think that people in general would like to stay in the community and give back and really grow what we have here because it's unique, right? What we have in this area, it's all that Florida offers and all that Florida's not. So it's a really good opportunity. We also have an outstanding curriculum. We just got reaccredited from the state of Florida to 2030.
Wow.
And that says a lot, because that means that we must be doing something right.
Absolutely.
Ms. Douglas, Dr. Douglas, if you want to share for just a minute with them. I know a lot of people think that they're going to miss out on the opportunity to be involved in something bigger or exciting like student organizations. But, you do such a great job with our Future Educators Club here on campus, and you've done some great things. Tell us about that.
Well, while we don't necessarily have sororities or fraternities, like bigger schools, we do have the Future Educators Club that is available to anybody in any of our education tracks. Even when you first enter into Chipola, if you're not in our bachelor's program, you can certainly be involved with that as well. What we've done within the past few years is we've out in our feeder districts, we've been able to, start up those middle school groups and those high school groups, the Future Educators Club there, so that they're able to go ahead and start to discuss educational opportunities, start to realize their why, so that they can go ahead and kind of track themselves to come to Chipola. And what's really cool is while that's starting to cycle into our groups here, now that we've done it for so many years, is you see those people in our Future Educators Clubs that were in them in middle school, that were in them in high school. And so that's another kind of bring back around to staying here locally, because you're still going to be around a lot of the same people that you already had established connections and relationships with. And you can kind of become that cohort when you're here to collaborate and kind of travel through the program together. So it's been really neat to see how that works.
And to expand on that just a little bit, you may not know that teaching's really what you want to do. You hear about it, and maybe you've had some positive influences, some negative comments that are out there sometimes about teaching, but it really is a great way to test the waters, starting early in your middle and high school programs, and just kind of feeling that out and seeing if it's something that you're interested in. One of the coolest things we started this year, and I had such a good time with it, was our day in the life of, oh my gosh, we brought the high school students here and we got to spend time with Dr. Clark. And
Yes, it was an awesome experience, having the high school campuses, still a small campus, and, they had a chance to enter into the introduction education course. And just to see like how excited they were to be amongst our students and to be able to participate. And, the rewarding experience was to see them like start to gravitate towards that idea of actually becoming a teacher, just from being able to have that experience in our program for a day. And so, yeah.
It really is a great way to get people involved. They got to come have lunch and just feel like what it was like to be a college student and just experience Chipola as a whole.
And our students, they benefit from the high school students going on, and like it got to be so competitive because they wanted to be hands-on with the students and the interaction. So they got a chance to like work small groups with the high school students, and it really helped to encourage them to come on into our bachelor's program from their AA. So it has so many different facets.
We're always looking for cool ideas of ways to make our program interesting. And I don't want to say stealing ideas from other groups. And one of the coolest things, once they do decide that they want to come and be part of us, is by participating in our signing. That's a way that, just like an athletic signing, we let them get together with their families, and we've gone out to the schools and let them bring in all of the people that have impacted them and celebrate two things. Celebrate, one, that they're coming to Chipola, but the biggest celebration is the celebration that we're going to become educators. So it really is just a neat way to solidify the opportunity to be part of what we're doing here. So, I think one of the things that helps students is our flexible scheduling. I realize some people still have to work and they have family lives, because not every student that comes to us is traditional age right out of high school. We have a lot of students that are choosing this maybe as a second grader, or things happen in life that made it a little bit different for them to start later. So, we offer classes 2 days a week, or they have opportunities to take stuff online or in the evening. And our students really do come out very qualified because they have endorsements and things that they can add on, reading endorsement, working with special populations of students, and just, quite a few of those things just really make it a great opportunity for those to come. Speaking of kind of flexible scheduling and stuff like that, I think it would be great for us just to spend a minute sharing what we're doing with our para-to-teacher program, where the paraprofessionals that are teachers' aides in the schools can actually be working and coming to our courses online or at night. It's been very successful.
It has been, yeah. And they come into us with a ton of experience, a ton of context working with students. And so they're able to kind of go at their own pace. Sometimes they take more of a part-time route, right? So there's what come at night or take online courses while still having the opportunity to work full-time in a classroom. That's been wonderful.
And we've been doing this since 2019, right?
Yes.
So it's become very, very, very stabilized.
As a matter of fact, we have not had a single person that started the para program that isn't continuing with us, or at least pursuing education as an opportunity. in some way. So that's really good.
Oh yeah, and, it's so amazing, like to being a previous principal, seeing some of the different parents, and knowing that they're so qualified and they have the love for education, and so a lot of the parents get stuck in the aspect of, well, I don't necessarily know if I can go back to school. I don't know how it's going to work. So just seeing them have that opportunity and be able to move into the context of becoming that classroom teacher, it's just rewarding. Not just for the parents, but also the benefit for the school that they receive that qualified teacher that's already bought into their school.
They're really able as paraprofessionals to get kind of flexible scheduling. And I feel like that's another one of the unique opportunities here at Chipola College is that personalized advising that really comes down to you, Dr. McAllister. You spend a lot of time holding students' hands and making sure that you develop programs and schedules that really benefit them.
I think that is one of the jobs. People feel safe here. They feel like they've got a person that they can come to, and we can really help them to figure out how to incorporate what they're doing in life with going to school at the same time. I wanted to mention too, like with the parent teacher program, those parents can actually stay right where they're at and work while they're getting their field experience hours and their internship hours. And there's a new thing out called the Florida Teacher Internship Certificate, and it plays well with that. It allows them towards the end of their program to be able to actually become teacher of record a little bit sooner than they normally would have. So that gives them an opportunity to draw that bigger income sooner.
Another thing I've noticed about the parent-to-teacher program is since they're already in the schools, they have a real heavy amount of administrator support.
Yes.
And so the administrators are very supportive of merging their needs and what we need here together. And so they already have that established relationship.
It's kind of a grow your own cycle. Right. They start to see how they can take someone that's got an interest that's doing a really good job and just grow them right on into the next set of classroom teachers, and then the cycle continues as they encourage others to do the same thing. So speaking of support, there are all these tests that the state makes this everyone take to get certified, and being able to help our students with those tests. Testing's intimidating. It is for me. I know when I have to go and take the test, and they're not always easy, but we really figured out, I think, the way to help our students get these tests passed. We've got some really great tutoring opportunities. Then, we've got some courses they can take if they need, and we've embedded the certification so heavily into our coursework. We're way above the state average in passing these.
I had heard that our students excel at these.
They're doing really, really well. So as a matter of fact, one of our subject areas or a couple of our subject areas for elementary ed, we've had 100% passing rate.
Wow.
So that's really exciting. That's really exciting.
Yeah.
Once they finish with us and they're about ready to graduate, what people really want to know is what's going to happen to me next. And so our graduate success has been a real testimony to what happens next. Their hiring rates, they're getting jobs. As a matter of fact, right now, I could hire out many more. I get calls every day from principals and administrators wanting to hire, and we hire them out right away, and they stay. Right, the large percentage of them stay right on in the profession. And even if they don't stay teaching, next thing you know, we look in there, the principal. Right. And then the administrator just move on. I mean, look at here, right here, two of our former graduates right here, and did all kinds of things, administration, and then now here at the college helping us. So I think that it's really cool to see the growth. People don't think about that they're just not going to stay in a classroom for the rest of their lives. There's so many things that they can do with a degree in education.
Absolutely. When I graduated from this program, I felt more than ready to tackle the teaching profession, and I felt very, very well qualified. This program did a wonderful job.
Oh, absolutely. It's been so rewarding, and with graduates trying to find jobs, that within its own self can be kind of intimidating at times. And so one thing that we do here at Chipola, it was like the mock interviews.
Right.
It's so rewarding to see like over 20 principals come in, and our graduates have an opportunity to sit down in front of a principal and have a real life interview to prepare them for the process. But the funny thing is, it starts off as a mock interview, but then the principals are actually really interviewing them, and from the mock interviews, the students are actually offered jobs, and they have different leads. And I truly believe that that's a testament of why a lot of our graduates are hired around this country.
It's kind of funny how high demand our graduates are, because it used to be that the the administrators would come here, the principals would come, and our graduates were asking for jobs. And now it's almost a competition. Graduating principals, who's going to get to hire who? So I can tell that we really are producing a quality product out of this program. I also, one of my favorite things is how we celebrate the graduates at the end with our pinning ceremony. You know, we said we steal stuff, and we stole the signing idea from athletics, and so we stole the pinning idea from nursing. And it's really just a great time to celebrate them and make it personable, so that as they go on out from here, that they know that they were cared for and taken care of. Speaking of that, once they do go on, we don't just leave them.
Right.
You know, we continue to support them as they enter their first year of teaching and on throughout several years. And so great, like I said, to go back through the schools and walk down the halls and see all of our graduates there. And so,
Yeah, we have just continued to grow in numbers. And if you or someone you know are interested in joining us here in the School of Education, there's several ways that you could become a part of this wonderful community. One of those is to join our Facebook group. We have the Chipola College School of Education Facebook page, where we post updates and just exciting things that's happening within the department and around the college. Another thing to do is to follow the chipola.edu webpage. There you can find information about everything happening at Chipola College, but also within the School of Education. And of course, probably the main way is to get connected with Dr. McAllister.
like I said, we love the personalized experience. We would love to talk to you more about what we're doing here at Chipola. So come be a part of our learning community. We would love to have you be part of what we're doing here and just make a difference in the community. That's what's really important. Thank you, guys. You have a wonderful day. Great. Thanks for joining me today.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.